David Mirkovic was at the podium after Illinois' first game of the season, a game in which David Mirkovic became the first Illinois freshman to record a double-double in his debut since Kofi Coburn. Kofi had 11 and 10 in his debut before going on to become one of the best Illinois players of all time. Mirkovic had 19, 14, and 4 before going on to blank. We don't know what will happen with Mirkovic's career yet, but I would assume he's on an early trajectory to becoming an all-timer. And he was speaking after the game. He said a couple things here. He talked about the crazy pass that he threw, the underhand pass that almost hit the scoreboard, said he's not going to throw another one like that. Brad Underwood wants to rein those in. But he said something else that caught my attention here, and it felt bigger than anyone's making it out to be. Mirkovic said, quote, "That's who we are. We're built to win bigger games." End quote. Now, you may think, okay, non-native English speaker, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes there's a translation barrier here. Maybe Mirkovic, we joked about this, maybe he thinks Jackson State is Duke, and that was a really big game. More importantly, though, I think Mirk is telling the truth about something on this team. I think the way this team is wired, like, yeah, sure, opening night, cupcake game, whatever, great. But we're built for the big ones, and those are coming, and we're not afraid to say that right now. That's how I interpreted this quote. How did you interpret this quote from Illinois' stellar freshman?
Winner. Winner. Simple as that. Now, that's how I interpreted it. Yeah, we'll stomp you in the mouth if you're Jackson State by 60, but like, hey, Michigan, we saw how good you looked. Purdue, we know what the deal is, 3:30, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, whatever it is on Tuesday. Um, we're here and we're gonna be ready. And don't think like you can use the narrative of like it was just Jackson State. We're ready for whoever. Free smoke. This dude is legitimately Draymond Green. I cannot wait for the Warriors to draft him. I need this in my life. Like we lose one door closes, another one opens, and that other door is David Mirkovic, and I'm running through that door. I'm running through that door. This is like legitimately just like this is all this is. By the way, is just a Draymond Green quote where he tries to write a check that Steph Curry has to cash. The only warning I would give to you, Mirkovic, you don't have Steph Curry to cash your checks for you the way Draymond does. But like other than that, this is just a Draymond Green quote.
So I love this from Merck because I think he's right. I think if you step back and look at the Illinois program in the Underwood era, they've had great teams. They've had one good March team. And I think we need a little bit of a program mental reset, Dion, as crazy as that sounds. I think Brad Underwood has built this roster with March in mind for one of the first times. And it's important. It's important for him and his legacy as he signs his contract extension and carries into the second half of his career here. He better get better March results. That better be a talking point. It better be something that we build and strive for every day, quote unquote, everyday guys. Every day is great. March matters a little bit more than every other day leading before March. That's the reality. And I don't know if Merck was trying to necessarily speak on the postseason here, but I think it's really, 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 really important that after a great debut, the talking points after this from a freshman are, yeah, this was great, but we're after the big ones. Like
Mm.
that's real. I haven't heard an Illinois player say that
Yeah.
ever. And to me, it speaks to a fearlessness that Merck has. I love this kid. I love everything he's doing. And I think he's right. I think this team's going to rally behind it.
I agree. He's a winner. He's a winner, and it's never going to be enough for him until the season's over. And I know we're not going to make Illinois fans go through the roller coaster that they went through with Casparis and Will Riley. Casparis, by the way, just doesn't play on the Heat. I don't know if he's injured, but like, brother, is that Davion Mitchell I see out there instead of you? Europe ain't that bad. Will Riley, by the way, you're on the Wizards. Also, don't play. Respectfully, Illinois fans. But Mirk feels a lot different than those two in a much, 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 much positive way. Not just from an Illinois perspective, but from an NBA perspective too.
You mentioned Dre used to write checks for Steph Curry to cash. Is there a world here where Merck is going to say something that someone else has to end up showing up for? Is it Ivicic? Is it Boswell? What's it going to look like?
I don't know that he has. So Draymond likes to do the thing. We're going to win a championship this year, brother. You averaged 6 points. So the person that has to do that is the one that averages 30 some odd points a game. Uh, Mirkovic is the leading scorer so far. Well, I guess maybe he's cashing checks for Rizzy to cash. You know what I mean? Like,
That would be the most Illinois way out of this. Is Merck is like, yeah, see us in the big games, talk to Hum, and just like elbow some Rickhouse who's like, what? Like, glory to God, what? Like, I don't know what we do here.
the,
Um, I do bet this though, as great as I love this quote, and I'm gonna love Merck everything he does. I have a feeling he's gonna say some wild shit at some point this year,
oh
like
yeah.
before the Purdue game, just straight up, like, yeah, Kaufman Ren's nothing, and we're gonna be like, what? What is going on?
I'm gonna warn everybody right now. That's what we want. If this is Illinois, that's what you want. That's what you want. Like straight up. That like this dude is a psycho Draymond Green mold. I sit there and I listen to Draymond say, "Yeah, we're gonna win a championship. We have Jimmy Butler and Quentin Post," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, like we need that for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why I need him to stomp on Sabonis's rib and be suspended for a game. I don't know why he needs to miss a finals game. You're not gonna like in your head. You're never gonna be able to reason what Draymond and Mirkovic do, but it yields a pretty positive result."
It's crazy that that's the echelon we're putting him in right now. The Discord pushed back on our Draymond comp. They wanted Kevin Love. Are you okay with that? I don't like the Kevin Love comp.
I, Similar games, but mentally couldn't be more different.
And listen, as someone who has struggled with anxiety, panic attacks, I say this meaning it completely genuinely. You cannot compare this insane person, Merc, to a guy that like needs a breather. Like you can't do that.
Kevin Love is very aware of himself. What makes Draymond and Mirkovic so special is like to this day, Draymond is unaware that him punching Jordan Poole was a problem. He's like, yeah, but who released the tape?
It's so true, man. It's so true.